Let us see first of all whatever the last point we have seen. Just we will see in one glance. Okay, what we have seen in our previous lecture. Then we will continue the our session. Okay. Okay, so last time we have seen the quality definitions, dimensions of quality, that is the various dimensions of the quality of the manufacturer product, that is from manufacturing industry, and also the service industry, the dimensions we have seen, various dimensions. Okay, now next we have seen the cost of quality. Okay, and today we are going to see the value of quality, Deming's 14 points, PDCA, Juran's triology. Okay, so last time we have seen these various definitions of the qualities. Okay, and the dimensions of qualities of the manufactured product. We have seen the various dimensions, that is the performance, features, reliability, conformance, durability, serviceability, aesthetics of manufactured products, safety of manufactured products, perceptions of manufactured products. Then we have seen the various dimensions of the quality of the service industry, that is time and timeliness, completeness, courtesy, consistency, accessibility and convenience, accuracy, responsiveness. These we have seen the dimension of the quality regarding the service. Okay, and after that we have seen the cost of quality. Okay, which is having the cost of quality, which includes the cost of poor quality product and cost of good quality product. And these are nothing but the cost of poor quality. Okay, due to the failure. This we have seen the this we have seen cost of good quality and cost of poor quality. And this you can see cost of achieving good quality, that is prevention cost, appraisal cost, cost of poor quality, that is internal failure cost, external failure cost. Further we have seen in detail the prevention cost. Okay, which includes quality planning cost, product design cost, process cost, training cost, information cost. These cost to prevent the failure. Okay, it is nothing but a cost of good quality, which includes prevention cost. Next, appraisal cost, which includes inspection and testing cost, test equipment cost, operator cost. This test equipment cost is nothing but the equipments which the industry are supposed to calibrate every year or certain after certain duration. Okay, so that is nothing but a test equipments cost. Okay, which includes, these are the cost of good quality to overcome or to prevent the failure of the part. Okay, and another one, that is the, this is the internal failure cost. Okay, it deals with the cost of the poor quality of the products. Okay, if the product fails, then it includes these various cost, internal failure cost. Now these are the internal failure cost, that is the scrap cost, rework cost, process failure cost, process downtime cost, process price downgrading costs. And next, that is the internal failure cost. Okay, this internal failure cost and the external failure cost, these are the cost of the poor quality products. Okay, and this further includes the external failure cost is customer complaint cost, product return cost, warranty claim cost, product liability cost, lost sales cost. Okay, these are the external failure cost. Okay, which we have seen. Now today we are going to see the value of quality. Okay, so this value of quality can be defined as, it is the return which is gained directly or indirectly by the manufacturer due to good quality of product. Okay, that means whatever the product you manufacture, and if it is a good quality product, then what you gain, it is nothing but direct or indirect gain, which gain by the manufacturer due to good quality product. So the effect or the value of quality is nothing but what happens if you give a customer a good quality product. What happens? Your sales increases, reduction in scrap and rework, reputation in market, etc. Okay, so let us see one example regarding this. See, whenever you purchase any product of any company, let us say the example of the bike. Okay, if you have taken any one of the company's bike and if you used, and then you thought if the performance is good, if the quality of the that bike is good, that means the average is good, also the maintenance cost is less, and the overall performance bike, if you feel good, then what you do, obviously you recommend to others. If your friends, your relatives, yeah, you say them that you can purchase this bike. I have purchased already this bike, this is having a overall performance is good. So what happens, the mouth publicity occurs, and due to that what happens, the sale of that product increases. Okay, and second, reduction in scrap and rework. Okay, if the product which is manufactured of having a good quality, all dimensions, tolerances are perfect, then there is a less chance of scrap and rework. Okay, so there is a reduction in time or cost of the scrap and rework. And third, reputation in market. Okay, as we know many brands in the market. Okay, say for example, Mercedes, Audi, or any brand, such, what are the reasons of such brands are the value of quality. Okay, because they have maintained their status, they have reduced their scrap and rework, and they produce the good quality product. Okay, so these are the values of a good quality of a product. Okay, and these are nothing but the value of a quality. Now next, that is the Deming is there. So one of the, say, person Deming is there. Let us see first of all the background of this Deming and what he did, that we will see. That is his 14 points regarding quality and also 7 tools that we will see. So Deming is, he did his PhD in mathematics in 1930, and he belongs to US, but after World War II he is sent by the US government to Japan for the advice, okay, in 1947. And he is one of the main architect for introducing total quality into Japan in 1951. And he is awarded by Japan Order of the Sacred Treasure second class in 1961. Okay, and he was a professor of mathematics till 1993 in New York Business School. And what he did, he implemented the Deming's cycle. Okay, this is also called as a PDCA. Okay, plan, do, check, and act. We will see in our upcoming slides. And he is having a 14 points management philosophy. So what are the 14 points? Let us see one by one. But before that, we will see the PDCA. So this is what the Deming's PDCA cycle. It is nothing but plan, do, check, act. So I will give you some time. So read all the things. Okay, then I will explain you in detail. So take some time to read all these plan, do, check, act. P is nothing but plan, D is do, C is check, A is act. Okay. Okay, I hope you have read all this. So this 4 steps, that is PDCA, plan, do, check, act. These are the 4 fundamental steps for any quality improvement activity. Okay, if you want to improve any quality, then you are supposed to check this all 4 activity. And this cycle is an important tool for taking corrective action to bring a process into control. And for this activity, Dr. Deming advised that we should concentrate on the removal of assignable causes of problem to bring a process under control. Okay, and this PDCA cycle can be used for an organized quality improvement effort. Okay, and it involves 4-step plan, do, check, act. So let us see the steps one by one. So first, that is the P, that is plan. This is the most crucial step in the PDCA cycle. In this step, a plan is created for corrective activities. This involves the diagnosis of the problem to determine root cause. A number of statistical and non-statistical tools are available for this diagnosis. When the PDCA cycle is to be used for quality improvement, we need to first define the objective of this improvement. Once the objective is defined, the strategy and tools to achieve the objectives can be decided upon and a plan is prepared. Okay, so first of all, this involves the to determine the root cause of any problem. Okay, so this involves the planning, and this planning involves such tools, okay, that is customer or supplier mapping, flow charting, Pareto analysis, brainstorming, nominal group technique, solution tree, evaluation matrix, cause and effect diagrams. This all involves in a planning. Okay, so this is to determine the root cause of a problem in any management. Okay, in any quality improvement program. Next, that is do. Okay, this is the phase when the plan is implemented. Okay, and for this it is necessary to communicate the plan to the person who will be involved in the implementation. Okay, so this is nothing but the implementation. Okay, and it is important that what the in this the person which is involved, okay, that he must be fully understand this previous plan step. Okay, and that person should have the required skill to implement it. Okay, and apart from this, in addition, the management has to provide that person all the resources for the implementation of this plan. Okay, and these do steps includes small group leadership skills, experiment designs, conflict resolution, on job training. Okay, so do here in do activity or in do steps, here the person which involved in this activity, he must be able to implement the planned steps. Okay, and whatever the resources is there, the management should provide all the necessary resources for the implementation of the plan to this person who is involved in this do steps. Okay, next, that is the check. Okay, in this phase, the performance after implementation of the plan is measured and analyzed to assess the extent to which the desired results have been achieved. Okay, now here you did the plan, you implemented it, but after that, here the check involves that whatever the performance is there after planning. Okay, so here planning, whatever the performance and analysis is done over here, where in check activity. Okay, and if the expected results are not achieved, the analysis may also helps to pinpoint the cause of failure. Okay, so if any problem is there, then in this activity what they do the analysis and they pinpoint that problem. Okay, so this includes all this activity, that is data check sheets, graphical analysis, control charts, key performance indicators. Okay, these tools includes in check phase steps. Okay, and the next, that is the act. Okay, so based on these results of the measurement and analysis during the check stage, the next course action is decided over here in the act. If the result, if whatever the results which is over here, if they are satisfactory, then the process which is implemented over here is standardized and it is incorporated into a regular procedure. Okay, and if the results are not satisfactory, okay, if the results are not satisfactory, further search is conducted to determine the root cause. Okay, so again, which forms the basic of new plan cycle. Okay, so here you have to determine the problem, okay, or to diagnose the problem, to determine the root cause of the problem in plan. Okay, in industry there are so many problems. So here the first step is to determine the root cause of the problem, and here the person who is working on that problem, he should be fully aware with this plan, and whatever the resources is there, the management provides the necessary resource for the implementation of this plan in this activity, in this do phase. Okay, and after that the check phase is there. In this, whatever the performance of the implementation of plan which is occurred in this step, it is measured over here. Okay, the performance is measured and analysis is performed over here. Okay, and whatever the problem is there, it is whatever the problem which occurs over this check phase, it is pinpointed. Okay, and in act phase, what happens based on the result over here. Okay, based on the result, if the results based on the result and the analysis, okay, if it is satisfactory, then that process is whatever the process is there, it is standardized. Okay, and if the results are not satisfactory, again it is turned over here. So the cycle continues. Okay, so this is what the Fleming's PDCA cycle. Okay, and further his next cycle is there, that is PDSA cycle. Okay, this is for the further improvement. Okay, so and this cycle normally it uses to for the day-to-day problems. Okay, and it provides a useful framework. Okay, so P is plan, that means how the test of the change will occur. Here the sources of error and the improvement opportunity is identified. Next, do, finalize and test or implement the changes, that is carry out the test to change. Next, study. Here the they observes the results of the test and draw the inferences if any over here. Act, they decides what corrections or revisions may be needed. Okay, okay, this is what done in the PDSA cycle. This is what this is used for day-to-day problems, and the applications are healthcare industry. Okay, this is where this PDSA cycle uses. Okay, now next we are going to see the Deming's 14-point management philosophy. Okay, so Mr. Edwards Deming, he offered 14 key principles for the management to follow, the significantly improving the effectiveness of a business or organization. Okay, now let us see the one by one points. First point is create constancy of purpose for continual improvement of products and services. Okay, that means the create a constancy of purpose for continual improvement of the product and service to industry. Means whatever the product is there, there should be a consistency, the improvement should be there. Okay, and you can see here, create constancy of purpose for improvement of systems, products and services with the aim to become excellent, satisfy customers and provide jobs, reduce the defects and cost of development. So there should be a continual improvement in the products and services. Why? To satisfy the customer, to reduce the defect and the cost of the developments. Okay, this is what the first point. What the Deming says, create constancy of purpose for continual improvement of products and services. Next point, adopt new philosophy. That means he says that constantly and forever improve the system development process to improve quality and productivity, and thus constantly decrease the time and cost of systems. Improving quality is not a one-time effort. That means Deming says that whatever the system is there in your organization, so continuously improve that system. So improving that system, what happens by improving your system, it improves your quality and it improves the productivity, and whatever the time which required to manufacture the product, it required less time to manufacture it, and also it requires the less cost of the system. Okay, so whatever the system is there, it must be improved. Okay, so the system should be improved. First of all, what he says, continuous improvements of product and services. Second, he says that improve the system development processes. Okay, next point, cease dependence on mass inspection. Okay, that means what he says that eliminate the need for the mass inspection as the way of life to achieve quality by building quality into the product in the first place. Okay, and he says that whatever the mass inspection is there, he says that eliminate it the mass inspection. Okay, so whatever the product which you manufacture, focus over there. Okay, so cease the dependency on the mass inspection. So quality has to be designed and built in it, so it cannot be inspected into it. That means whatever the quality of design is there, it should be perfect. Okay, the product which you manufacture, it should be a perfect, so there is a no need of a mass inspection, is what the Deming says. Next, end the practice of awarding business on price tags. He says that move towards quality of product, reliability of delivery, and willingness to cooperate and improve, and building the partnership. So by minimizing total cost, move towards a single supplier for any one item or service, making them a partner in a long-term relationship of loyalty and trust. Okay, so in industry many times what happens, the manufacturers depends on number of suppliers. Okay, so Fleming says that only move towards a single supplier, the supplier who supplied the good quality product to you. Focus on it, maintain a good relationship with that supplier for a long term. Instead of nowadays what happens, or in previous days what was happening, company were having a many suppliers. They were thinking that yeah, we will keep many suppliers in case of emergency. So that what they were doing, they're maintaining a short-term relationship with the partners. Okay, say for example, if their ABCD supplier is there for any one of the industry, manufacturing industry, and if company were purchasing the product for initially from the A initially, then after that B, C, D, they are purchasing in such a way. But what happens if they purchase initially from the A, okay, and if they maintain a good relationship with that supplier, if he is giving a good quality of product, and if he is loyal, then the Deming says that only focus on one supplier. Okay, believe on his item, whatever the product he gives to you, believe on it and maintain a long-term relationship with that supplier. So it create a loyalty and trust. Okay, so such Deming suggests to management. Next, improvement. That is, improvement is not confined to products and their direct process, but to all supporting services and activities. So what the Deming says that improvement is not one-time effort. So all functions in an organization need to become quality conscious to deliver a quality product, that is by using a PDC or PDSA cycle. Okay, so what this Deming says that whatever the product initially you have started, okay, so don't keep as it is. Continuous improvement should be there. Okay, so for that, whatever the PDCA cycle or PDSA cycle is there, Flemings, he is suggesting that cycle for the continuous improvement of the product. Okay, and whatever the improvement is there, it is not one time effort. Okay, so the continual improvement should be there, and for that he is saying that use a PDC or PDSA cycle. Okay, so the improve constantly, he says that improve constantly, and also the every process, forever every process for planning, production and services, so there should be a improvement constantly. Okay, and he also says that search continuously a problem. Okay, search continuously for the problem in order to improve every activity in the company, to improve the quality and the productivity. And this what happens due to this, there is a constantly decrease in the cost. Okay, so institute innovation and constant improvement of product, services and processes there. And he says that it is the management's job to work continuously on the system, which includes design, incoming materials, maintenance, improvement of machines, supervision, training. So the Deming says that it is the management's job to work continuously on this system, and this includes includes design, incoming materials, maintenance, and the improvement of machines and the supervisions. Okay, so this is the fifth point. Next point, institute training on the job. He is saying that everyone must be trained as knowledge is essential for improvement. It enables the employees to understand their responsibility in meeting customers' need. He says that the employee which are working in your organization, the training should be given to them. Okay, because the knowledge is one of the important factor in the industry. So in institute modern methods of in institute the institute modern methods of training on the jobs for the all, including managements. Okay, to make better use of every employee. It says that give the training to all the employees, including the management peoples also. Why? To make better use of every employees. Okay, and by the training, the new skills are required to keep up with changes in materials, methods, products, service design, machinery, techniques, and service. Okay, so the Deming says that you must give the training to all the people in your organization, including the managed people also. What happens due to that? The employee or the person, they update themselves and they keep up with the changes in materials, methods, products, service designs, machinery, techniques and services. Okay, so this is what the Deming says that institute training on the job. Next, institute of leadership. Okay, so the aim here, we will first read it. Supervision must change from chasing to coaching and support. Train the supervisor. It is managers' jobs to help their people and the system to do a better job. So the Deming says that the aim of supervision should be help people, machine, and gadget to do a better job. Okay, so he says that the supervision must chase from chasing the targets to coaching and supporting. Okay, and here the due to this, what happens, the machines or gadgets or peoples, they do a better job. Okay, and the supervision of management is a need. Okay, and as well as the supervision of production workers. Okay, so here the supervision of the management should be done, and also the supervision of the production workers should be there. Okay, so the Deming is suggesting that the supervision of management is need, and also there is a need of supervision of production of workers. Okay, so this is what the institute leadership. Next, drive out fear and encourage two-way communication. Drive out fear so that everyone may work effectively. Management should be held responsible for the faults of the organization and environment. Okay, so whatever the, so in this what it says, encourage effective two-way communications. And other means drive out fear throughout the organization. In this, whatever the fear is there, that means what the management say or what the workers may say. So whatever the fear is there, it should be removed from the organization. So that what happen? So everyone in the organization, they work effectively. Okay, and here it says that if he says that if the fear in throughout the organization drive out, everyone work effectively and the productivity of the company increases. And for this, the management should be held responsible for the faults of the organization and the environment. Okay, so drive out fear and encourage two-way communication. Okay, so this is important. Next, remove barriers between departments. Okay, so he says that break down barriers between areas. People must work as a team. They must foresee and prevent problems during system development and reuse. Okay, so here I want to share one of my experience. Okay, so whenever I was working in one of the industry, they were manufacturing the compressor, air compressor, that is BOP air compressor, that is balanced opposite piston air compressor. So what they were doing, they were doing a concurrent engineering. Okay, that means what they were doing during say during morning hour at 10 a.m. Okay, okay, just a minute. So what they were doing on every day or on one of the weekday at morning 10 a.m. the persons from all departments were gathering at the workshop. Okay, and what they were doing, whatever the scrap is there at scrap place, they were gathering over there and they were doing a discussion regarding that. That is how to reduce the scrap, how we can use the rework on that scrap materials or in such a way. Okay, so it is nothing but a concurrent engineering. In concurrent engineering, what happens, the persons gather at single place from various departments. Okay, so it includes design R&D, it includes manufacturing, it includes quality, it includes marketing, it includes purchase, it also includes the management persons. So all these persons were gathered at one place and they think at one place, they come and they were thinking how the productivity can be increases and how the scrap or river can be reduced. Okay, so this is what the Deming says, that whatever the barrier is there between the department, remove the barrier between the departments. Okay, so this is what the Deming says. Due to this, what happens, whatever the problem is there, that problem can be resolved. Okay, next, eliminate slogans aimed solely at workforce. So what the naming says that eliminate slogans, exhortations, and targets that ask for zero defect and new levels of productivity. Slogans do not build quality systems. That means whatever the slogans are there in the organization, he says that remove all the slogans, whatever the targets are there, slogans are there, which is displayed for the purpose of the zero defects. He says that eliminate, remove all the slogans from your organizations, because whatever the slogans are there, they are not building any type of quality systems. Okay, so he says that eliminate all the slogans, okay, which is at working place. Okay, because slogans do not build any quality systems. Okay, so this is what the 10 point. I think today we are going to stop over here. In next lecture we will see the remaining 4 points and further 7 tools of the quality. Okay, so today we are going to stop over here. Okay.